Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Blue and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over all the survival hunter changes going into Shadowlands. Actually, going into the pre-patch. I will admit, I don't play a ton of survival, but it is my go-to spec if I'm getting bored with BM. And I have a good time with it. Survival Hunter is one of those specs that is really difficult to master, but if you do, you see a really good payout from it. It's also, in my opinion, one of the most fun specs in the game once you learn it and once you kind of understand how it works. So any Survival Hunter mains watching this video, if I get anything wrong in this video at all, please, for the love of God, correct me down in the comment section. I want my channel to be really community focused, so it really helps me out when you guys correct me or when you contribute to the community. It's just a good time, and I really appreciate you guys helping other hunters grow and helping me grow. And before we get into it, I do want to thank the guys over at Wowhead for compiling all of this information. You are true warriors. And for anybody who wants to check the article that I'm referencing, I will put a link down in the description below, as well as timestamps. Anyways, guys, leaving a like on the video does help me out on the channel, and subscribing will help you to not miss out on any new content. But without further delay, let's get into the video. Alright, so first of all, just a bit of an overview for our baseline hunter changes. First of all, as baseline abilities, we're getting Arcane Shot, Eyes of the Beast, Hunter's Mark, Kill Shot, Scare Beast, and Tranquilizing Shots. This is for all specs, definitely a good thing. Going into Shadowlands, we all know that they're going to be focusing a lot more on class identity instead of subclass identity. Next up is our stable size. It says we will have a significant increase in stable size. So currently you can have 60 pets in your stable. So if this change really is going to be significant, I'm estimating upwards of 100 stable slots, which is really awesome, especially for those collectors out there. Now let's go into the hunter baseline ability changes. First of all, Arcane Shot is going to be available to all specs, but the cost is going to be 30 focus up from 15. So one good thing and one bad thing about Arcane Shot. Next up, Disengage. Basically the rank 2 effect is going to be baked directly into the spell itself, so it's going to be baseline 20-second recharge. Now Eyes of the Beast, this is one of the abilities that I mentioned in my Beast Mastery Hunter change. And you guys let me know that Eyes of the Beast is actually a returning ability. So it says take direct control of your pet and see through his eyes for 1 minute. Pretty cool. Not super OP. I mean, you could distract enemies, take them to the side, and move through with your actual character. Or you could just, scout out an area, or, I don't know, whatever. If you have any other useful things to do with Eyes of the Beast, let me know down in the comments. Next up, we're getting Kill Shot. This is also a returning ability. It says you attempt to finish off a wounded target, dealing 200% of attack power in physical damage. Only usable on enemies with less than 20% health. So a nice returning execution ability, definitely more than welcome. Misdirection is getting a bit of a rework, and I like this one a lot. It says misdirects all threat you cause to the targeted party or raid member, beginning with your next attack within 30 seconds and lasting 8 seconds. So currently when you cast misdirection, that 8 seconds starts timing right now. This is just really nice. You're going to be able to cast it, prepare yourself, and then go into combat without losing any of that 8-second duration. So just a nice quality of life update. Next up, and I hate to say it, I really hate to say it, but our Revive pet is going to be a 6-second cast up from 2. Blizzard, for the love of God, change this to 4. I mean, 2 is bad enough, let's be completely honest. Any Beast Mastery hunters out there, good luck going into arenas, because you're going to hear the same thing. And somebody else actually commented on my last video, and they said every team is going to say the same thing going into an arena against a Beast Mastery hunter. BM hunter, kill pet. And it's true. And it's true. There are ways to get around it though, so I'm going to put a video right here. It's just a pet video. There's going to be a lot of different survivability options for your pets, a lot of pets that you're going to want to take that are going to have a better time staying alive. And there's actually a hidden sleeper pet in that video that is going to completely counteract this nerf. Spoiler alert, it's the Quilin/Stonehounds. They actually have an instant revive ability. So I have a feeling a lot of hunters are going to be using the Quilin family going into the expansion. But moving on to Scare Beast. This is also a returning ability. It says scares a beast, causing it to run in fear for up to 20 seconds. Damage caused may interrupt the effect. Only one beast can be feared at a time. This is the Feral Druid, Tank Druid, Moonkin as well counter. I'm not sure, but this is definitely going to be good in arenas against Druids. So Steady Shot used to say that it increases the duration of Concussive Shot. Now that duration increase is actually moved directly onto the Concussive Shot spell. So not really a rework or anything, just a little bit of a rearrangement of the ability's wording. And then lastly, Wing Clip is going to be available to all specs. So that's it for ability changes, guys. Let's go into the baseline Hunter talent changes. First of all, Barrage is going to be capped at 8 targets. It used to be every enemy in front of you that it would hit. But this is actually better than a lot of the AoE abilities going into Shadowlands, which is capped at 5 targets. Next up, Binding Shot is now a marksmanship spell, not a talent. Chimera Shot is going to be available to the marksmanship spec and not just Beast Mastery, so both of those specs are going to be able to benefit from Chimera Shot. Next up, Hunter's Mark getting a bit of a nerf. It used to be if you killed the target affected by Hunter's Mark, you would instantly gain 20 focus. Now that's being taken away. Now it's just a base 5% damage buff and tracking ability. Alright guys, moving on from the baseline stuff, let's get right into the meat of the video, the Survival Hunter Shadowlands changes. So here's our class change highlights, okay? So first of all, Hydra's Bite, Butchery, Steel Trap, Tip of the Spear, and Flanking Strike, these are all talents, are all going to get damage increases. This is more than welcome. And it's just going to make a lot of these abilities more viable and give you an actual choice instead of really being locked into the same talents, which Survival Hunter has been notorious for. Also, the Chakrams talent has a reduction in focus cost, but I really don't think that anybody's going to take that over Wildfire Infusion. The talents are going to stay in the exact same spots. Nothing's getting rearranged. This is, in my opinion, good. You're going to feel right at home playing this class. It's just like a little bit of couple reworks to some abilities and mostly some numbers changes, but really you're going to feel right at home going into the next expansion. So let's talk about the Survival Hunter ability changes. First of all, Carve is going to be capped at 5 enemies, just like every other AoE going to Shadowlands. Coordinated Assault is going to be available at level 1 instead of level 50, which really makes sense with the level squish going into the expansion. Also, Kill Command going to be available at level 28 instead of level 50, and it's going to get just the smallest damage nerf. I don't really think we're going to notice it, but we'll have to test it out once everything kind of falls into place. So our passive ability, Mastery Spirit Bond, is getting a little bit of a nerf. It says you and your pet's focus spending abilities deal 13% increased damage. It used to be 16%, so a little damage nerf there, but not too bad. Raptor Strike is getting a little bit of a rework. So it used to deal 70% of your attack power and physical damage, and then rank 2 would apply an extra 40% increased damage. Now it's all going to be baked into the same ability, so now it says a Vicious Slash dealing 100% of attack power and physical damage. I did the math on this. This is actually a 2% damage nerf. Unfortunate as it may be, I don't think we're going to notice it that much. Now, here's a couple welcome changes. We're getting a Wildfire Bomb's rank 2. It says Wildfire Bomb deals 25% additional damage. Not sure what level that's going to be unlocked at, but that is definitely more than welcome. And then we are also getting a rank 2 for Wing Clip, which is going to reduce the focus cost by 10. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So that's it for Survival Hunter ability changes. Let's do the Survival Hunter talent changes. And like I said, this is mostly going to be just a bunch of damage buffs. So let's go over them one by one. First of all, Butchery. Attack up to 5 nearby enemies in a flurry of strikes. Used to be all. Capped at 5, just like most AoE abilities. And it's also getting a 10% damage buff. It says inflicting 88% of attack power instead of 80%. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Moving on to Chakrams, says throw a pair of Chakrams at your target, slicing all enemies in the Chakram's path, dealing 40% of attack power and physical damage. You guys know this ability. The only change coming here is that it's going to cost 15 focus instead of 30. So it's getting the opposite treatment as Arcane Shot is. Next up, Flanking Strike. This is also getting a cooldown reduction. It was a 40-second cooldown and is now 30-second cooldown. Overall, guys, what I'm seeing is that everything is gonna feel the same, but overall, we're getting a little bit of a damage buff, and then everything is also gonna move a little bit faster. We got a lot of decreased cooldowns here, guys. So far, nothing game-changing about the spec going into the next expansion, but overall just a lot more sustainability and just a little bit more damage. Moving on to Hydra's Bite, says Serpent Sting fires arrows at 2 additional enemies near your target, and its damage over time is increased by 20%. Damage over time used to be 10%, so this is literally getting a double damage over time increase. Super nice. Same thing with Steel Trap. I'm going to read it to you. It says hurls a steel trap at the target that snaps shut on the first enemy that approaches, immobilizing them for 20 seconds and causing them to bleed for 200% of attack power. Guys, it used to be 120% of attack power. This equals out to a 40% damage increase for our steel traps. But I mean, let's be honest. I think people are gonna still take Bloodseeker or Murder of Crows. Again, I am not a survival main. Let me know if I'm incorrect about this. And then next is gonna be a 25% damage increase for the tip of the spear talent. It says kill command increases the damage of your next raptor strike by 25%, stacking up to 3 times. Used to be 20%. Again, I think Blizzard's goal for this class was not to change so much around. It's still going to play basically the exact same, but it seems like their main goal was to get a little bit of cooldown reduction in there for you so that you're just a little bit more viable. Give you a nice damage buff with that 25% additional damage on our Wildfire Bombs rank 2. And then mainly, they just tried to make all of the other talents that were weak as fuck actually viable. I personally don't think survival is going to be one of the top melee DPS going into the next expansion with so many buffs to a lot of these other classes, but at the very least, it's going to be more viable and it's going to be a lot more customizable. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out the videos to the right if you want to keep watching content just like this, but before you do, make sure you click on this little circle right here and subscribe to my channel. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. I'm Blue Monkey, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.